Thanks for clicking. Toronto's real estate market is showing no signs of a rebound heading into 2026. This according to November's real estate stats released by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Yeah, prices are falling all across the board, and Toronto hasn't seen a market this in favor of the homebuyer since at least 2014. And this data comes amid a really good article from the Globe and Mail, demonstrating facts, a decent assessment of the market, and also noting some good advice for homebuyers. Mainly that right now, they have all the power.
Did one of your staffers do this? Please tell me someone got fired 10 minutes ago.
So what I want to do today is go over Toronto's real estate data for the month of November, take a look at current market conditions heading into 2026, and then go over the lay of the land for first-time homebuyers. The Bank of Canada is set to make its next interest rate announcement next week with a press conference held thereafter, and we'll obviously have an update out on both on this channel. Make sure you click like and subscribe if you want to get those updates, but for now, let's get into this data. Onto the data. First up, the benchmark price, the price of a home that represents the most popular set of features, which did fall again in November. October's coming in at $956,800, falling about $5K to $951,700 in November. So the benchmark price down about $5,000 since last month, down $110,000 since last year, back when Trev and the media were telling us that the stage was set for a recovery in 2025. Next, the average price, which fell even more. October's average was $1,054,000. That dropped about $15K to $1,039,500. So the average price down about $15,000 last month, down about $66,000 since last year. Back when REALTORS told us the average price was going to hit $1.2 million.
Man, these guys, they're real pros, man.
And remember, that prediction from REALTORS came after the tariff threats, after 51st state comments, and after Trudeau flew down to Mar-a-Lago, coming back with a very productive conversation. So either these experts knew the tariffs were going to be a problem and made these market predictions anyway, or they continued their unblemished record of believing anything the government tells them.
My daddy wouldn't tell me anything that wasn't so.
Next, the median price, which also fell. The median price, that's where half as many homes sell over that price and half as many sell under. October's median price was $900,000. That fell $25K to $975,000 in November. So the median price down $25,000 since last month, down about $70,000 since this point in time last year. Next, the sales to list price ratio, which measures by how much over or under asking a home sells. So if a home is listed for $100K, sells for $95, the SLPR would be 95. And that fell in November as well, with October's SLPR being 98, dropping down to 97 in November. So on average, homes are selling for about 3% under asking in Toronto. And finally, the months of inventory measurement, the MOI, which measures if no more homes came to the market, how long would it take Toronto to completely run out of homes for sale, and that was up again in November. October's MOI came in at 4.7, coming in now at 4.8. And that's not only the highest MOI Toronto has seen for the past 12 Novembers, but also for the past 12 years in total. Meaning, for at least the past 12 years, Toronto has never seen this level of relative inventory. So we've got the benchmark price down about $5,000, the average price down about $15,000, the median price down $25,000. Homes are selling for more under asking than they were before, and we have more relative inventory sitting on the market. And these price drops and future ones make more sense when we look at the sales and new listing data, with sales coming in at 5,010, down 16% since last year, the third lowest sales numbers for the past 12 Novembers. New listings coming in at 11,134, the third highest for the past 12 years, at a time when active listings are sitting at 24,549, by far the highest number of inventory sitting on Toronto's market for the past 12 Novembers, which just isn't a good sign, especially all of the news that we saw throughout November for sales growing throughout Toronto. No one really wants to have their home listed in December. It's a pain, it's cold, you're not going to get that many buyers. So when we're seeing this number of new listings coming to the market at a time when the market's already flooded with listings, that tells me we're seeing even more signs of stress, even more stress than that which is being reported. So sales down, prices falling, no real concrete piece of data to tell us the market is on the precipice of a rebound, very much like we saw last year. And now, TREB, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, is telling us if the encouraging news on jobs that we saw in November continues, consumer confidence will strengthen and be in a position to buy in 2026. If the encouraging news continues, like they're not even trying anymore.
Where the f*** are you?
Regardless, these dismal sales numbers come amid a really good article coming out of the Globe and Mail about the facts on the ground in the market, noting that buyers are very well aware that if they don't see the value in a home, they're going to see 5 more like it next week. Which was interesting to see because it's almost verbatim what I said to a professional that was throwing a tantrum last month because I wouldn't give the go-ahead to waive conditions, noting that if the worst case happens and they don't get the home, there'll be like 10 more the following month and they'll be even cheaper. The buyer was like 25 years old, and this pro is telling him he'll never find a deal like this again.
You're a slime ball.
Regardless though, the data shows that the Globe and Mail is spot on. With this much inventory, this many homes sitting on the market, buyers don't need to be in a rush. And if they're willing to take the risk of making the biggest purchase of their lives in the midst of a trade war, then they get to call the shots. Meaning home inspections, finance conditions, appraisals, under ask offers. If your realtor won't protect your financial interest, there's thousands upon thousands that will. And this time, unlike 2021, according to the Globe and Mail, home buyers might actually be getting some help from the sellers agents, with the piece noting that sellers agents are working to push list prices down, recommending prices way off from what sellers are thinking, and going over worst case scenarios and wiggle room. And yeah, as a buyer, you have to remember where the current incentive structure lies as of this point. The seller's agent, with so much inventory sitting on the market right now, knows full well that what's in the hand is worth a lot more than what's in the bush. A live offer right now is much more valuable than it could be, maybe not be, coming in the future. As such, expect them to work a little bit on your behalf to push that price down as well. As such, just as sellers agents used their leverage in 2021, use the new incentive structure to your advantage right now.
I'm what counts out here, not your
Yeah, Toronto buyers heading into 2026, especially amid a trade war and this much inventory sitting on the market, not even to mention the renewal wave that's about to crest in 2 to 6 months or so. Toronto buyers are definitely in the driver's seat. Make sure you act as such. With that said, I do look forward to tracking how the Toronto market plays out in 2026, and we'll obviously continue to have those updates on this channel. Make sure you click like and subscribe when you get those updates, but for now, thanks so much for watching.